Hello there. The mainstream press regurgitates all the propaganda that Hamas spouts without verifying it first, before quietly backtracking on it later. This kills people. The Gaza Health Ministry reported yesterday morning that some 31 Gazans had been shot by the IDF while they were collecting food aid. In some instances, we were even reliably informed that tanks were used in this attack. And then the IDF provides drone footage that completely debunks this whole story. And the US ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, demanded that the New York Times, CNN and the Associated Press retract the false stories. But the press still pushed on with the story. Probably because the aid was being given out by the Trump-backed Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, the GHF. And the GHF hands out the aid directly to Gazans without charging them for it. Unlike the United Nations, which allows Hamas to commandeer the food, to sell it on for their own profit, so they can buy more weapons to wage their endless war against Israel. As Breitbart reported, Hamas, which regularly lies about casualty figures through its Gaza Health Ministry, has a particularly strong incentive to discredit the GHF, which gives aid directly to Palestinians and without charging them. Until now, the United Nations has controlled aid deliveries in Gaza, which has, in turn, allowed Hamas to steal and siphon off the aid, selling it to Palestinian civilians for profit and cementing its political control. So Hamas hopes that by spreading false stories of atrocities by the IDF near GHF aid sites, that the sites will be forced by international condemnation to close down. Hamas can then get back to the lucrative food aid racket. Now, Ambassador Huckabee put out a statement saying, "Reckless and irresponsible reporting by major US news outlets are contributing to the anti-Semitic climate that has resulted in the murder of 2 young people at an Israeli embassy event in Washington last month, and the attempted murder and terror attack on a group of pro-Israel demonstrators in Colorado on Sunday." And as Breitbart points out, it's not just the US press. The BBC is at it too. Huckabee continued with, "Without verification of any source other than Hamas and its collaborators, the New York Times, CNN and Associated Press reported that a number of people seeking to receive humanitarian food boxes from the Gaza Humanitarian Fund were shot or killed by the Israeli Defense Forces. These reports were false. Drone video and first-hand accounts clearly showed that there were no injuries, no fatalities, no shooting, no chaos." Well, the mainstream press doesn't seem to be much worried about that, does it? And in his statement, Huckabee pointed out something that the pro-Hamas types definitely do not want us to know. The efforts of GHF have resulted in over 5 million meals to civilians without incident. For the New York Times, AP and CNN to be part of a Hamas-fed false narrative is reprehensible. It represents more than mere sloppy journalism. It's feeding and inciting violence against innocent people in the United States. And he ended with, "We are demanding an immediate retraction of the lies and are appealing to all media sources to act with objective professionalism to cover actual events instead of being a partner of terrorism by blindly following Hamas news releases." And further, Breitbart was contacted by a source at the GHF site who said that the aid distribution had been peaceful, and further, photos began emerging of grateful Palestinians smiling at GHF workers at the sites. But all we get from the mainstream press is anti-Israeli bile. Finally, please like, subscribe and comment below, and thank you for watching.